Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, extraterrestrials of all kind. My name's Keith, and we're continuing on from yesterday's video. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, I'll have a link in the description and an annotation somewhere on the screen right about now. Or now. Or earlier. I don't really know. I haven't figured it out yet. So instead of talking about the gameplay like I did in last episode, I'm going to switch it up a little bit and talk more about a certain topic. This video is going to be more edited than the other. You'll notice some white text popping up and just shit like that. Hopefully you enjoy it more. We'll see. I don't really know. But back to what we were going to talk about. And what we're going to talk about is, drumroll please, porn. Yeah. Not Minecraft porn, which is probably going to be the title, but actual porn and some misconceptions that porn gives, I'm not going to say boys, but men in general. And I say that because men are usually the ones who watch porn. So let's go ahead and start with the first misconception in porn. First misconception and misconception.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Is that if your stepmom catches you jerking it, then she'll suck you off and fuck you. In reality, that's not gonna happen. If your stepmom catches you jerking off or sleeping and your dick's hanging out or something, they're going to close the door, ignore you for like a week, and pretend like they never even saw it. And they pretend like it never happened. So if you're trying to fuck your hot stepmom, you should probably not be jerking off around her, because that's not going to happen. And also shame on you, because that's your dad's wife. So you're pretty fucked up for that. Same thing goes with a stepsister. If you're into that kind of thing, it's not going to happen the way porn portrays it. I'm sorry, but it's just not going to happen. Another misconception is that all sluts are hot in porn. But in reality, and most guys probably know this already, they're definitely not. In fact, I would argue that most sluts are not attractive. You know, there's a middle ground and then hot. But I would definitely think that most sluts are on the unattractive side. And that's why they get the title that they have, which is slut. Another thing that porn portrays wrong is that you have the same likelihood of getting laid in any situation. You could be playing basketball, riding your scooter, fingering your ass in the bathroom, if you're into that. You're not going to get laid in those situations. I'm just being honest. In real life, probably going to get laid when you're drunk or the other person's drunk, or a combination. In porn, you always see these videos where the dude's like in the mall or driving a car and pulls around and sees this hot girl running from the cops because she stole something. He's like, hey, get in! And then they end up fucking. In real life, that's not going to happen. One, if you let a person who did something illegal in your car, you're probably going to get in trouble. And that sucks, but sorry, try not to fuck criminals. Another thing, in porn, all girls have these nice, perky titties. They're bouncing everywhere and they just look beautiful and great. All the nipples are the same size. Sorry bub, but that doesn't happen in real life. In fact, boobs are kind of like pancakes. Yeah. Unless you get with a girl that has like extremely large jugs, which is awesome for you because then that's more like porn. But if you really want these perfect titties, you're probably gonna have to get with a girl that has fake breasts. And that kind of sucks. Because they're expensive. Not that I would know from experience.
Round 1. Fight!
that, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of victory. Alright, that's 2 for me and 0 for Enderman. So let's talk about some more porn stuff. In porn, the girl always knows exactly what to do. They know how to contort their ass in a way that is sexy. They know how to, not to get explicit, but you know, they know how to do certain stuff that makes you feel a certain way. In real life, that's not gonna happen, man. Especially if the girl's a virgin, you better prepare yourself for the worst sex of your entire life, and probably the only sex of your entire life. Yeah, girls just don't know what to do unless, and this comes back to another point, they're sluts. And in that case, they're probably ugly, and they probably have an STD. That's the real world situation for you. And it kind of sucks because if you're with a girl for a long period of time, like myself, then you kind of have to not to get controlling here, but you kind of have to train them, right? You have to tell them what you like and what you don't like, and eventually they'll catch on. But yeah, it's kind of up to you whether or not a girl knows what to do with your dingling. Another thing that porn teaches us that is incorrect is that girls will do it together. And by do it, I mean anything that you can think of. For example, 2 girls, 1 cup. Not going to happen in a real world situation unless you have a lot of money. You know, in videos, you always see threesome videos or lesbian videos. And in real life, it's just not like that. Honestly, I mean, I know, trust me, I know that we all had the perfect scenario of these 2 fine-ass bitches getting together with you. And in real life, it's just not going to happen. So give up that hope. Give up your dreams. Because it's not going to happen. It's just not. And I'm sorry. I know right now you're very disappointed. Crying into your keyboard. And it's mixing together with the semen that's inside of it. And making it sticky. And then it'll dry out. And it'll be hard to press the P0rn keys. Trust me. I know. Been there. Done that. But you need to prepare yourself for this. One thing I'll create an analogy for is school. Porn and school are very similar. Yeah, I'm glad you asked why. I'll tell you why. Porn prepares you for all these unfathomable events that aren't going to happen to you in real life. Like, you know, your stepmom having sex with you after you got caught jerking off, or this really hot slutty girl getting with you at any time in any place, or you know, the girls that have really nice titties and every girl you get with are gonna have perfect boobs, or that girls are gonna know exactly what to do the first time you get with them, or that girls are gonna do it with each other and have threesomes. But in real life, it's not gonna happen. In school, they prepare you for how many years you go to school. They prepare you for all these situations that aren't really going to happen. For example, you go to college, right? You have a post-secondary education under your belt, or you're trying to get that. And in college, they don't care if you show up to class. They don't care if you do your work, because it's not up to them. It's not their responsibility. So they just kind of drop you. And in school, you know, you kind of grow up in the school environment and get used to that, and then bam, college comes and you have to spend $20,000 on something that you fucked up because you weren't prepared for it. Same way with porn. You're gonna spend all this money on this really attractive girl, and you know, whatever your idea of attractive is, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You spend all this money on her, and you do all these things for her, and you go get really close to her and all this, and you're thinking she has the nicest tits, and she's gonna fuck all these girls with you, and she friend zones you. So let's talk about one more thing before we close out, and that is gonna be that you have to have a huge dick to make a girl come. And to be perfectly honest, and I know this from experience, it's true, but that's why we have tongues. So thank you everyone for joining with me this episode, and I'll see you next time. Peace!